So, back in July 2018, I applied to be an exchange student in Korea for a whole semester. And I actually have a lot of clips of my experience staying there. I was planning to make a whole video about it, probably combining all of those clips together and making one montage, but it's been nearly 2 years that I haven't touched those clips. So here you go, I guess. Here is the story of my life as an exchange student in Korea.
So back in July 2018, my college gave students the opportunity to explore the wonders of the world by offering a once-in-a-lifetime exchange program. And when I heard that I was eligible for taking the chance, I've decided to step out of my comfort zone and apply for an exchange program in Korea. I was really hesitant to do this at first. Living in a country I've never been to before for one whole semester was scary to me. But I decided to apply for it anyway. So here's how it went. Throughout my whole stay, I've been able to travel around the whole of South Korea. And I'm talking from Nami Island, Seoul, Asan, Boryong, Daejeon, and finally to Busan. So here's what I did. I'm gonna explain the location in the order of when I visited the place. So let's start in Daejeon, since that is where I lived for 4 months. So I actually stayed in a dorm that's about 30 minutes away from the university I applied for called Hanam Daehakyo. Here are some videos I sneakily took while in class. This is the Expo Bridge that's 5 minutes away from our dorm, and every month the friends I've made and I would come here and celebrate our friendship monthsary by playing games and drinking soju. We made a lot of damages in our wallets by shopping in a shopping district called Unhaengdong and in an underground shopping center. We got lit by entering a famous club in Daejeon called 77 and even watched a K-pop star perform live by mistake that same night. We got invited to our first Korean concert with a couple of famous K-pop stars, then enjoyed the after party. We found an insect sanctuary near our dorm and decided to explore the place. We went to Puri Park where it was illuminated by beautiful lights, decided to hike a red clay trail barefoot because it was meant to be therapeutic, but the thing was we did it during the winter.
It's like around 4 degrees right now, but you know, we're not gonna give up because this is part of our bucket list. Living in Daejeon for 4 months, this is a must.
True, it was part of our bucket list, but we complained the whole time.
Question, is this even a good idea? Because my feet are so numb.
Wanna wash already? This is already enough for me.
The clay is so cold. Is this therapeutic?
That same day, we got stranded in the middle of nowhere.
Where are we, guys?
We're stuck!
We're stuck where?
Countryside of Daejeon.
Countryside of Daejeon, and we're in the middle of nowhere. We actually just came back from the red clay trail, and now we're waiting for the bus, but there's still no bus.
Luckily enough, we were able to make it to our next location safely.
So we are here now at Yusung Spa, and I was like actually expecting it to be a little bit more private, but it literally means public spa, as in like we are in the middle of, we're like, okay, so that's the street, we're legit here, like there's no board or anything, so we're literally in a public spa.
After a cold hike, we ended the night in a public hot spa. We tried fitting 7 people in a photo booth that's just meant for 2 people. And successfully made it work. Paid a visit at Namsum just so we could go ice skating. I experienced my first snowfall in Korea, so you know I gotta try tasting them. Then it started snowing harder the following days, and I mean it was really starting to get heavy. So I made my first snow angel and had my first snowball fight. And we even got to build our first snowman. Alright, let's now move to Seoul. We first visited the Gyeongbokgung Palace and even wore a handbook. Went to Nami Island using a cool looking boat, then made our wallets cry by shopping in Myeongdong. Went to an amusement park called Everland and rode crazy rides. And visited the Noyeongjin Fish Market just to try live octopus. Few months later, my sister visited me in Korea, so I had her wear the handbook and brought her to the palace.
Why are we like this?
We then walked around Bukchon Hanok village, went on top of the Seoul Tower, visited the Starfield Library in Gangnam, traveled to Hongdae to go to a Churkai museum, then visited our school, Hogwarts. And of course, I made my sister try live octopus too. Let's now travel to Asan. Visiting Asan was actually a field trip for all exchange students.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. 안녕. 안녕.
We got to have a tour around this beautiful village that's full of traditional Korean homes, and apparently this village was since the early Joseon Kingdom, which was about more than 400 years ago. We also got to take pictures in a cotton farm and participate in a traditional Korean tea ceremony. They even made us experience sleeping in one of the traditional homes too.
So this is the place that we're gonna be sleeping at. Traditional housing in Korea.
The next day, we also got to experience a wedding ceremony.
This is the wedding ceremony outfit.
But funny enough, it was my friend and I who were gonna get fake married. So there were a lot of steps to get married traditionally in Korea, but I found this part the most fun. We had to catch raisins and I think nuts as much as we can because it symbolizes the number of sons and daughters you'll get in the future.
셀게. Let's count.
15, 16, 17,
So at the end, we were blessed to have 18 sons and 13 daughters. Alright, let's now take a train to Busan. Get it? We climbed uphill just to see the whole Gamcheon village, and trust me when I say, it was worth the view. We explored Haedong Yonggong Temple. There we tried getting lucky by tossing coins here, but only Abby got lucky. We then spent the evening in this beautiful beach where the city lights shined its brightest. And finally, the last place we visited was in Boryong, a free field trip sponsored by our school, Hanam. So, to our surprise, our first activity was ziplining, and boy were we shocked.
In our itinerary, it's called Ziplining, so I thought it's different. So I was shocked.
Yeah, it's it's actually a field trip hosted by Hanam. It's actually all expenses paid. That's why Abby and I signed up for it. And this is what we're doing now. We're gonna do zip lining soon. We're lining up for it. And this is gonna be our first stop and first activity of the day. Are you ready for the others?
The thing was, I was really excited, but Abby wasn't. So, throughout the whole ride, Abby just kept crying while I laughed about it.
Tell me the whole full experience.
I know, I closed my eyes first and then when I opened my eyes, whoa, nice view.
Let me just say that when she opened her eyes, tears were coming out already.
Because the sun is blinding me.
Oh yeah, right.
Shut up, Karlos.
We then checked in into our hotel and had our lunch. We rode a rail bike that oversees the beach. Lastly, visited another museum full of ancient and prehistoric Korean artifacts. But on top of that, I met so many wonderful people that I'm still friends with today. Without them, my stay in Korea wouldn't have been fun and adventurous, so thank you to those who made this exchange program worth remembering.
If I were to describe my 4-month stay in Korea in one word, it would probably be transforming. The exchange program taught me that stepping out of my comfort zone isn't bad at all. It can be nerve-wracking and it can make you anxious, but sometimes we need to take that extra step to push ourselves to grow. And I believe that growth doesn't just appear in one place. If you want to change for the better, you need to be willing to be uncomfortable, because taking that leap of faith into something you've never done before is the only time you will truly know who you are capable of becoming in the future. Does that make sense? I don't know. It kind of got deep there, but that's what the exchange program taught me in general. Alright, I don't know what else to say, aside from maybe liking this video if you enjoyed it, or subscribing. But you don't really have to. I'm not really forcing you. I just like posting. See, I don't know how to end these type of videos. Do I just say bye? Bye.